There's some plays I got into for a swing trade, and then I got caught. So let me just tell you guys. Remember Mara, M-A-R-A? I got in M-A-R-A last year at 450. It dropped all the way down to 150. Now, it took me 6 months, and I'm going, man, and I went in heavy. So then what I did was I doubled down at 150, and then I sold it for, what was it, $45 or something. I sold it ridiculously high. I made a ton of money on it, but it was a game of patience, right? If it's a good company and you got high convictions in the company, just hold and leave it. Your money's going to be better there than in a bank. All right.
Hey, welcome back, Humbl Nation. It's me, E.T. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a self-taught investor who loves talking about Humbl. And what I want to talk about now is really just kind of bring you up to date in what happened last week. Not much happened in the way of news last week. I did find out that they're doing the beta test for the money transfer for the peer-to-peer. That is great news, and the reason why is because, once they get through the beta testing and make sure that to take care of all of the bugs and take care of, make sure that they can scale it on a much broader basis, we're going to be that much closer for the release of the peer-to-peer. I call the peer-to-peer the granddaddy of all of the verticals that Humbl has. I think that once that hit, look out. We've got some great verticals and products in there, the ETX, NFTs, ticketing, and so forth. But I think that peer-to-peer is going to be, wow, it's just going to be explosive. All right. Last Thursday was the 30th of September. That meant that it was the end of the third quarter. I am so happy with the end of the third quarter. For the aspect of, I want to take a look at the numbers. Now, chances are, based upon history of this company, it's been about 6 weeks at the end of the quarter before they actually release the earnings report. So I would imagine about the middle of November is when we see those numbers. Now, I know that what happened in September, the last month of the quarter, we had the deal with ticketing, and we had the NFT gallery go open. So we're not going to see much revenue there. What I'm looking for when it comes to those numbers, I want to see the growth percentage. I'm going to be looking at the assets and the liabilities, make sure that liabilities don't get out of hand. But most importantly for me, I am looking at that revenue growth. I am not looking at the revenue hard number. All right. I'm looking at the growth. And the reason why I'm looking at the growth is that's where, you get into that exponential and the compounding effect takes over. It's the same principle as taking a penny and doubling a penny every day for the next 30 days. And what will happen is you get towards the end of that 30 days and all of a sudden exponential growth is going to kick in. That's what I'm looking at when it comes to the ratio. The growth rate, the growth rate when it comes to the revenue, when it comes to quarter over quarter. Remember, second quarter, we had a 45% increase in the revenue over the first quarter. Now, the revenue numbers were low, but guess what? As that starts to grow, those revenue numbers will start to grow. And when all of that happens, I tell you what, the price is going to have to go up, and that's what I'm definitely looking for. So I just want to see what type of growth rate we have in the third quarter. Now, with all that being said, guys, let's get to the slides and take a look at the price action for last week, my position within Humbl, and also last but not least, we're going to take a look at my performance when it comes to the ETX. I'm in block 3, block 5. Let's take a look. Humbl Nation. Q3 is done. It's in the book. It's closed out. We're just waiting to see what those numbers are. Probably be around November sometime, mid-November. All right, let's take a look at the price action for this week, as well as my position in Humbl, and also my position when it comes to the ETX Block 3, Block 5. All right, before we get into that, I just wanted to share with you a couple of tweets from Brian Foote. The very first one is basically saying that, hey, if you received any of the mobile wallet beta testing, let them know how they're doing. They're in the process of trying to make sure that this is working well as to make sure that they can scale it. So if you have that, definitely let them know. That's great news there. And also, he also commented about the diversity of Humbl Nation from the first annual shareholders meeting there. All right, let's get into the price action here. All right, as you can see, for the last 5 trading days of last week, we were in a downward trend. And look, look at what's that Thursday? We closed out that Wednesday. Looks like at a low of 77. Then we had a gap up on Thursday. I can't remember any news that came out on Thursday that caused it to gap up like that. But the bottom line, we still finished out the week on a downward slope, downward trend. On Friday, they opened at 79 cents, closed at 79 cents, pretty much flat on Friday. Is also reflected when it comes to the volume. We had 2.5 million shares of volume on Friday, and that was actually below the 10-day average of 3.6 million. And Humbl is number 1 when it comes to the 50 most searched stocks within the last 72 hours. And if you notice, Humbl, we've always been ranked within the top 5 for quite some time now. All right. On the 29th of September, I made a change to my limit order to buy 1,000 shares of Humbl. I had it at 75. I changed it to 78. And that triggered. And so I bought 1,000 shares at $780. As you guys know, I'm basically swing trading this, and the profits that I get from the swing trades, that's why I'll go out and buy more shares of Humbl. As you can see, the very next day I put in a limit order to sell 1,000 shares at $1, and that's going to be good until canceled. And here's my current position in Humbl. I have 10,250 shares, cost basis of 149. I am down, net loss of 47%. That doesn't bother me though. All right. And this is where I stand when it comes to the ETX, the Humbl Financial ETX. I'm in block 3, block 5. I started this with an initial investment of $1,000. And as you can see, my current investment in block 3, 317.58, I am down 4%, and in block 5, 661.83, and pretty much I'm flat. That's a total of $979.41 of the initial $1,000 that I invested. Let's take a look at the month-to-month performance. Oh, before we do that, here's a composition of block 3 for those that are interested. And here's the composition of block 5. Now let's take a look at the month-to-month performance of the ETX. All right, with the current value of 979, I am at a loss of 2%. And as you can see, we closed out September at about a 4% loss. So we made some gains there. So we're flirting with that initial investment line. And as you can see with the crypto, looks like crypto is starting to make some type of move. So I would imagine that we should be above that $1,000 line in the coming weeks. I'm down 47% in my Humbl initial investment, and I'm down 2% when it comes to my ETX. You know what? It doesn't bother me in the least. And the reason why, I have conviction. At the beginning of this video, you had Larry Jones, Stock Up with Larry Jones, a small video clip. He talked about, companies that you have high conviction in, basically what you need to do, you know what? Be patient. It's like having money in the bank, put it away and wait. That's how I feel when it comes to Humbl. I'm not overly concerned with the down 47% in Humbl and down 2% in ETX. ETX is just, that's going to be a reflection of what's going on in the crypto market. When it comes to Humbl, trust me, there's no doubt in my mind, as these quarterly numbers start to improve, the price will start to improve. All right, there's an old song back in the 70s said, get up on the downstroke, everybody get up. All right, these are the downstrokes. We're gonna get up, there's no doubt in my mind. All right, so let's go ahead and see what happens next week. So with that, guys, I will see you next Sunday. You guys take care, see you on the next video. Bye-bye.